Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our May 2023 OC HMS user meeting. Please enter your agency name into the chat box so that we can take attendance. Our agenda is as follows. We'll discuss LSA, COC dashboard, data quality report cards, an update to the bed reservation service, a recap of our CES report training, an update regarding intake forms, our data and performance management meeting agenda. We have a holiday announcement, and we'll have some time for Q&A for questions related to the topics of this meeting. And at the very end, we'll stay online for office hours. HUD requires COC to measure their performance as a system on an annual basis. The following topics listed are project types included in the LSA: safe haven, street outreach, emergency shelter, transitional housing, and permanent housing. The reporting period for this LSA is October 1st, 2021 to October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. The LSA was submitted to HUD January 2023 and is now available on our website. You can access the LSA report by navigating to our website, ochms.org, and then clicking on the Reports tab and then navigating to LSA. The LSA report is available for you to review, but we will review some highlights from the report in the next following slides. 41% of clients served were homeless for the first time, and 61% of clients were either chronically homeless or had a disability. 73% of the clients that enter OC homeless system were through emergency shelter. And of those who participated in emergency shelter, 78% did not engage in any other project type. Emergency shelter compared to other project type is a least effective project type at exiting clients to permanent housing. Transitioning the clients to other project type may result in more clients being housed in permanent destinations. As mentioned previously, this report is available on our website. We will also include the link in our meeting minutes. Please feel free to take a deeper dive of the report. And if you may have any questions, please submit at HMS Help Desk and we can further discuss. I don't see any questions about the LSA, so we'll move forward. The COC dashboard is published and is available on our website. Also, you can navigate it through our reports tab and navigate to Orange County COC dashboard. The dashboard contains information on clients who were active in any project type in HMIS or contacted 211 OC for information and referrals. Linda?
Good morning, everyone. So the Q1 2023 data quality report cards will be published shortly. The report cards will be looking at the following, which is data completeness, data accuracy, and data timeliness. So data completeness refers to the degree to which all required data is known, valid, and documented in HMIS. A data element is considered to have a valid response when it is in accordance with HMIS data standards and is different than client doesn't know, client refused, and data not collected. As for data accuracy, it refers to the degree to which the data is entered in HMIS, represents real information on the clients that are being served within the project. Data accuracy issues include responses that are not valid for each data element according to the HUD data standards. And for data timeliness, this refers to the degree in which the data is collected in HMIS and available when it is needed. So the data timeliness tab of the report cards show the average number of days taken to enter project starts, project exits, and services provided into HMIS for each project. And by HUD standards, this should be 3 days within when the data was collected. And for the report cards, we have a slicer, which will allow all agencies to review their data as a whole. And also the project level slicer will still be available.
Thank you, Linda. Andrew?
Hey everyone, we made a small update to the Needs Bed Reservation Assistance Service in HMIS. The service for individual CES and family CES is now classified as a single event service item. This means that the service can no longer be provided using the attendance section in HMIS, but the service can still be provided by editing the client's CES enrollment and clicking on the Provide Services tab. Just a reminder, a new bed reservation service needs to be added every week to keep the client active on the bed reservation queue. And for more information regarding this, please refer to our Adding Services and Adding Households to Bed Reservation Queue knowledge base articles. These articles are going to be linked in the meeting minutes, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat.
Thank you, Andrew. I don't see any questions right now, so we'll move forward. If you have any questions, we can circle back in our Q&A section. Heather?
Good morning, everyone. The HMIS Help Desk team hosted a CES reports training last Thursday on April 27th. The most commonly used coordinated entry reports were highlighted during this training, including the following 2 new reports: the CES clients active with service provider and on CES CQ, which shows a list of clients who have an active enrollment in the service provider's agency and who are currently on the community queue. And the other one we highlighted was the CES Common Data Quality Issues Dashboard, which will help pinpoint errors that might affect your client's ability to be matched. Both of these reports are found in the Data Analysis tab of the Reports section in Clarity. If you were unable to make the training, a recording of it will be made available later today on our website by clicking on our website on the HMIS Help tab and navigating to the HMIS recorded trainings. You may also refer to the Coordinated Entry Reports KB for additional information and a downloadable description of each report.
Thank you, Heather. I don't see any questions, so we'll move forward.
The general COC ESG intake forms have been updated to include a Vietnamese version. You may find it on the HMIS website and navigate to Forms and Documents and Client Data Collection Forms.
Thank you, Heather. Armando?
Good morning, everybody. We want to inform everyone that the HMIS Help Desk will be closed up on Monday, May 29th, observing Memorial Day, but we will be back the next day, Tuesday, May 30th, to assist with any tickets. And then the May 2023 Data and Performance Management Committee meeting will be canceled, but the Rapid Rehousing Project Performance Report will be published next week on our website.
Also, please keep an eye out for a newsletter next week notifying you that the report is available for your review. And if you have any questions regarding the report, please feel free to submit a HMS help desk and we can further discuss there. So we had a short meeting today, but we do have time for Q&A if you guys have any questions about the topics we discussed in the meeting. And if you joined us a little bit later, please enter your agency name into the chat box for attendance. Feel free to add your questions to the chat or unmute yourself.
Hi, this is Angela. I just had a question about the bed reservations needed. So with that, we're not doing the check-ins, we're adding supportive services.
Yes, so the bed reservation service has been updated, so you won't be adding it through the attendance tab anymore. It will still be available under the provide services. So you'll just add a service every week that the client is still needing services for a bed reservation.
Okay, thank you.
Additionally to the bed reservation, I remember seeing like if there were multiple people in the household, there were tabs to like toggle, but that's gone now, correct?
Can you ask that again?
So I remember seeing on the provide services tab for the bed reservation, if there were multiple people in the household, there were tabs to include members.
Oh,
correct?
yes.
And
So
that's
for
gone
the,
now?
for the bed reservation service, you only need to provide the service to the head of household. And this is only if they're being served through the bed reservation community queue, which is for emergency shelter. And then if your client is trying to get housing through coordinated entry and a permanent housing opportunity, they can still use that check-in button and the other methods that we've talked about in the past about staying on the community queue for that.
But there's no like official form for that. Oh, it's just like if they give you a letter saying, "Oh, you can for."
I don't see any more questions coming in. So thank you all for joining us. Our next user.
Excuse me, I had a question.
Oh, feel free to share your
Or
question.
to update the bed reservation, would we just edit the individual bed reservation assessment under history?
Sorry, could you ask your question again?
So you said we had to update the bed reservation every week to keep our clients in queue. Would that be under the history, or is that under services or programs?
Yes, so it would be under provide service. That will be where you'll see the need bed reservation service.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And we will also be including RKB about adding household to the bed reservation. And there's a section towards the middle that will walk you through on how to add the service to keep the client active on the bed reservation queue.
And when you are adding the bed reservation service, you should be doing a new service every week, not changing the date on the service that's already in there.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the last part?
So you're doing the bed reservation service. It's located under the services provided page. And so you need to add that service every week to confirm that the household still wants to be served through the bed reservation process. And when you're doing that, it needs to be a new service every week. You should not be editing the date of a bed reservation service that already exists in there.
I have a question regarding the CES clients active with service providers and on the CES queue. So there are some fields that I need a better explanation on. Are those, so for example, well, first of all, let me ask, is that something that's going to be discussed in the KB article about the CES reports?
Yes, that will be in the KB article, and we did go over the report during the CES reports training last week, which we have a recording for.
Okay, well, so I was on that recording, and I'm looking at a live report now, and I have a couple of questions. Would it be appropriate to ask them now, or should I look at the KB article? Because, well, I'll give you an example. So, the field service provider type, service provider project name. You know, I imagine that's. I'm just trying to get an understanding how that's different than. So, for example, oh, I see. So there's, for example, there I see like there's Mercy Houses on there, right? Is that the person who, would that be the agency that submitted them to the CES?
So the purpose of this report is so that users can see the clients that are active in projects at their agency and whether or not those clients are on the coordinated entry community queue. And so ideally, you can kind of target the clients that are not on the community queue and say, oh, they should be served through coordinated entry. So these are the clients we need to go and assess. So
okay, got it.
So the first part of the report is pulling the clients at your agency. So the service provider project name would be the project at Mercy House. Project type would be the project type at Mercy House. Same with the service provider start and end date. So that's all enrollment information for your Mercy House enrollments. And then starting with the on CES community queue column to the right, that's all data related to like services or whatever they've received through coordinated entry.
So that would be, so let me just make sure I understand. So I got the first part, that makes sense to me now. So this is, if I see somebody who is from Mercy House and they don't have a yes in the column on CSQ, that means that if they should, if we think they should be on it, then we need to do whatever, like maybe get them upload documents or do some further assessment to get them there, correct?
Yeah, if the
okay, and
on CES community queue column is blank, that means they're not on the coordinated entry community queue.
Right.
So either they've never been on it or they could have been on it in the past, but they're not on it now.
Okay, what does you said something about they can get on the CES queue by having certain services. So is that more than just having this housing needs assessment?
So to get on the community queue, they have to complete one of the coordinated entry assessments. So it's depending on if it's the individual or family queue, they would have to complete the individual or family assessment, or the moving on or stepping up assessment, or the veteran assessment if they're a veteran. They have to complete one of those assessments as well as have their documentation in order to get on the queue. And so on the report, it'll also list the assessment name that they have completed, if they have one, and the date it was completed, and then their responses to some of those assessment questions and their disability chronic homeless status.
Okay, I see that. Okay, thank you.
And then another question in the chat. Just to clarify, we can no longer add clients in a batch, we have to add the clients as individuals for bed reservation service. Yes, so the bed reservation service can no longer be entered under the attendance page. It has to be entered under the service provided page. So we would be entering it for one client at a time, but you only need to add it for the head of household for each household, not all clients in the household.
Thank you, Erin, for your support. I don't see any more questions in our chat. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great day. Our next user meeting will be June 7th. If you do have questions throughout the day, please feel free to reach out to your agency admin and they can submit a ticket to the HMIS help desk.